Hello, welcome back. It's Selena here, and I want to talk to you today about all the things that I tried while trying to get pregnant. And boy, it's a lot of things. So let's start with supplements. I tried all the things. I tried Fairhaven Health products, which are amazing. I've tried the cervical mucus one, or the one that helps with cervical mucus. I've tried like the vitamins. I've tried Fertility Teas, red raspberry leaf tea. I've tried probiotics. Oh, I was consumed with probiotics at one point. Extra vitamins like zinc and selenium and fish oil and vitamin D and vitamin C and CoQ10 and taking extra folic acid or folate. Oh my gosh, I used to put maca in my smoothie every day, and I did it for at least 9 months. Royal jelly, all of these crazy supplements that are supposed to help make you fertile. And I can't even tell you all the money that we spent. I mean, we've spent a lot of money on IVF, but I don't even want to show my husband, Mondo, like how much all the supplements that I have taken over the years would total up to be, because I promise you, it's gotta be thousands of dollars, because I was crazy about taking all of these supplements because I thought, well, maybe I'm not healthy enough. Maybe I just need to take as much as I can and surely I'll get pregnant. For the vitamins, I would definitely encourage you to go ahead and get a test, like a blood test, to test all of your vitamins and making sure that you are not deficient in any of them. I will tell you a major one that is needed when you are trying to get pregnant is vitamin D. And a lot of us are deficient in vitamin D. You wouldn't think, but a lot of us are. So if you're working on trying to get pregnant, I would surely say, instead of guessing and trying to take all of these vitamins that you think you might need, I would go ahead and get a test done to see what you're deficient in. And really, it's not expensive. I mean, you can go to your general practitioner. You can go to any lab place that is like you go in, you get your blood drawn, and you get answers. So I would totally do that if you need to get everything tested. Has anyone tried pre-seed? That was something that we tried, thinking that maybe it was my cervical mucus that was the issue. That didn't work, so we moved on from that. So flashback to 2012. We had 2 failed IUIs. I was devastated. I was broken. I decided I can't do this anymore. Enough with the fertility treatments. I need a break. Let's go to 2014. I decided that I was gonna try keto. Now, let me tell you, I did keto way before it became a trend. Keto's been around for actually a long time. And so I did all my research. I thought, oh my gosh, maybe if I do keto, then maybe I will be as fertile as can be. I got really small, but that wasn't sustainable because hello, carbs are everywhere, and who doesn't love carbs? So I did that for 9 months, and then decided that I couldn't do it anymore because it was really, really, really hard to have self-control, honestly. And after a while, I was just over it. I have done an alkaline diet thinking that maybe I was too acidic and I needed to be a little bit more pH balanced. I did that for a long time. I drank a bunch of alkaline water. I became a vegetarian. I became a raw vegan. And I will tell you that when I went vegetarian and then went raw vegan, I lost my period. I lost it. So I went ahead and started eating meat again, and maybe it was just because I was deficient in some vitamins, and that diet just exacerbated everything. And so I went ahead and started eating some meat, and then I was much better. And that was just for me. I know that's not for everybody, but that was for me. 2016, I went paleo because that was also during a time that I was doing CrossFit. And that's like the thing you do when you do CrossFit. And so I did paleo, and yeah, I mean, I lost weight. You always lose weight when you diet, but that did not get me fertile, and it did not get me pregnant. By 2017, I tried everything. I went ahead and ask someone to coach me. And it was more of like a fitness modeling, kind of like walking on the stage type of diet. And I starved myself. Let's just be real about that. I totally starved myself. But I was small. Yeah, that was stupid. Then I started counting macros, and that made everything worse. Meaning I became more obsessed about eating and dieting and the way that I looked, and it was so bad for me. But that's like a whole nother video. But in the way that it relates to fertility, I will tell you that I got my most tiniest, my most leanest, and that was when I had to make the decision if I wanted to keep on going down the vanity route or if I wanted to actually still pursue being a mother. Because for my body type, hey, I'm Puerto Rican. My body functions better with more fat on my body. And so I have gone through all of these diets where I'd get really, really super skinny, and I've lost my period. And if you've lost your period because of a diet, or because you've gotten really small, or because you are overtraining, newsflash, that is not good for you. It's not. If your body has stopped having periods, it is your body's way of saying that it is shutting down because it doesn't have enough energy in order to produce a pregnancy, to be able to conceive a baby and to be able to sustain that pregnancy. So if you've lost your period, it is some serious news, and you got to do something to get that period back. You've got to figure out what is going on and take it seriously. What I started doing was I went to the doctor. I found a doctor who gives like hormone replacement therapy, because I had taken tests. I took tests years before that. It was through saliva, and it was to test your hormones. And I knew that I had low progesterone, and that can be a really, really big issue for some women if their body isn't producing enough progesterone, because they're not going to get pregnant, or they're not going to be able to sustain the pregnancy. So I went ahead and saw a doctor. I got all of these crazy tests done, and it came out that I was dealing with adrenal fatigue and that I needed some progesterone. Well, actually, it was that my body produces way too much estrogen, which now I'm understanding because all of the things that I'm going through with my RE now, that I see the correlation between a woman's body that produces a lot of estrogen and how that relates into infertility and other areas as well. Regardless of everything that I did, nothing helped. All of the supplements, all of the diets, all of the many trips to the doctor trying to troubleshoot my infertility issues on my own. You know, I did the whole, like, I went to OB, I went to an RE, and I did that years prior, but I think I didn't want to do that. I mean, you know, girls, like, do you really want to like sign up and set up a consult and wait for that to happen and then go talk to the doctor and then see what's going on with your body and do all of the tests that you have to do? I mean, who really wants to do that? I mean, really, who signs up for that? Only women who really, really, really want to get pregnant, right? Well, I wasn't there yet. I wasn't there yet in the sense of I was ready to do all the doctors. I wasn't ready to do all that. I was just like, ugh, I've done that. I've been there. I don't want to do it. Several years later, I finally, this time last year, said, okay, I'm ready. I'm ready. If I could go back to my younger self, I would say, Selena, take a chill pill. Like, really. All of these supplements you're spending so much money on, and everything that you're trying to do by putting it all in your own hands, it's not gonna work. I mean, you might get a little healthier. You actually might not get a little healthier. Enjoy life. Be grateful for the things that you have in this world and all the things that you can be thankful for. And save up money, girl, because you're gonna need IVF. That's what I would say. I realize that this is not always the case for everyone. Some of you ladies might be able to take some of these supplements, and some of it might work for you. It might. I would just say, have an open mind and be gracious to yourself and compassionate to yourself and work on loving your body. I think what I had done so many times was hate my body because I was so angry because it wasn't operating the way that it should. And for that, my heart goes out to you. Don't be angry with your body. Treat it with loving kindness, because you know what? At the end of the day, your body is, if it's gonna make babies, then it needs to be in a really, really good place. You know, all the things that I did, and I'm not gonna say that I regret it. However, I just wish there were some things that I could have done without some of those things. Like all the dieting that I did, all of the, you know, when you diet, you're on some more serious restrictive, like I was on a restrictive plan, and man, that stuff is not fun. And if I could have not done that, I so would have not done that. So I'm not going to be angry about all of the things that I tried and didn't work. I tried them, they didn't work. And now that we're going through IVF, I realize, if you saw in my other video when I went to go get my hysteroscopy done, you would know that polyps were found. Polyps were found. So an increase in the estrogen in my body created polyps, and the polyps had to be rid of. So all of these years that I did the dieting and all of these years that I did the supplements made no difference, because at the end of the day, it wasn't about egg quality. It was about my uterus, and it was about the lining. And it was just something that has been there. I had really, really crazy periods when I was younger, like to the point it was so painful and it was so heavy. And these were periods that were this bad, like from the very beginning, when I was young, when I would say, I remember in the first months of getting my period for the first time, it was very painful. I wish I knew then what I know now. I mean, don't we all say that? But really, I would have saved myself a lot of heartache, a lot of money, a lot of effort, and a lot of time, because at the end of the day, it was my lining, and no amount of supplements or healthy dieting or clean eating was going to change that. I wish I was more gracious with myself. I wish I was. But if anything, I hope you learn just to be gracious to yourself and try not to get so tied up into all of the rules and restrictive diets. I would love to hear from you in the comments, so please leave comments. Tell me the things that you tried. Tell me the things that you've tried and you've gotten pregnant. I mean, hello, let other people see that. So that's awesome. This is just my story. This is my story. There are thousands of women's stories who can be so different. Please subscribe to this channel. I would love that if you did. And give it a thumbs up. Like the video so that it can be spread across YouTube land and be able to share the message. So until next time, until next video, I'll see you then. Hello, it's me again. When I was working on, for the vitamins, I would, where I went to any lab test, anywhere lab test, any lab test now. So, on to the next thing. Yeah, that was not good. I wish I never did that, but let's see. I have tried supplements. I have tried all of the diets. Blech. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. So, let's make lemons. No, we don't make lemons. So I'm not gonna be angry. I keep on getting closer, and I hope I'm not too close. You would know that fibroids, not fibroids.